Welcome to The Consumers. I guess you can still call this podcast The Consumers. I don't know. There's been some major changes here. Major changes. I'll start by introducing Sean O'Brien. Sean, how you doing?
Greg, great to see you.
Good to see you. Tim Convey.
I'm still here too.
And we have a special guest, my good buddy, Andy Woodhull.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Very funny comic and a great guy. And man, we're happy to have you here, buddy.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to get to be here on this momentous occasion.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Usually we make the guest the center of the episode. That's just not going to happen today, buddy. You are a second fiddle to, well, let's just go ahead and say it. Sean, what's going on?
Guys, for those of you listening at home, we have made a major, I don't even know if you want to say upgrade, but
it's a huge upgrade.
Yeah, but we're just going to say it. The old table is gone and a new table is here.
We have a new table. We have a new table. It's way more solid.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's got two colors. It's got a shelf.
Painted and not painted.
Yeah. I don't know why that's so funny.
2 colors.
Yeah. I think it's very tastefully done. It looks amazing. We've got a shelf that showcases our products. Randy, I don't think wants to talk about it that much because he doesn't have a mic today. But Randy, could you shout, like, why did you finally do this? Did they get to you, the commenters? Did they finally break you?
Yeah, man. I got tired of crying myself to sleep at night over the table, dude. So I built a new one.
I hope you people are happy.
You got beat up pretty bad, buddy. And we didn't know this, we should say. I found out just a few hours ago. Did you guys find out only when you walked in?
When I walked in.
Wow.
Yeah. It's rock solid.
No, I mean, that's the nice thing. I mean, I can really beat it up this time. You know, nothing fell over. Nothing fell over. So that's good. It's durable.
Yeah.
This was some behind the scenes magic with Randy and the good people over at Nateland to make this thing happen, right? He doesn't want to get into it, but it was strongly suggested that we upgrade the table. And here we are. Great work.
Did Nate help you build this?
Yeah, he did actually. He had to get out of here. He had some more important things to do than hang out with us today, he said, but he told me to tell you guys hi.
Okay. So Nate and Randy built the table.
That's good, man.
So that's a big thing.
You think people are going to flip out about it, though? That's what I'm worried. I'm worried about people could be a little sour.
People are going to love it, man.
You think? Okay.
There's a couple of traditionalists, but most people hated that table.
Yeah, but they hated it in a way where they also loved it because it was such a fun punching bag.
Yeah, I think they'll be split. Andy, had we not mentioned anything, would this table rather unremarkable, or what would you think of it? Just
I've listened to a few episodes in preparation for coming on the show, and I'm a little upset about the new table, to be honest, because I wrote like 2 pages of table jokes that I was like, I was just like, I was really gonna go hard at the table, and now it's just this nice table. I mean, you could stain it. I don't know why you didn't.
This
but
nice
it's
table?
Nice. Yeah.
This is just a fantastic table.
I was afraid of that. I was afraid he'd have table jokes. That's on us, buddy. We're sorry.
I've seen, what's your podcast called, Andy?
It's called The Backyard Hang.
The Backyard Hang with you, Tommy Jonigan, and Alex Price.
Alex Stone. Yeah.
Alex Stone, Alex Stone. Sorry, I'm not sure who Alex Price is.
I'm not either.
I know Alex
Do you guys
Stone.
have a table?
No, we don't have any table.
No
we don't have any.
They don't even have a table.
We don't have a table. We don't have any Pringles.
They're just sitting around a fire, smoking cigars.
They look real comfortable, though. I've seen
they're very comfortable.
Yeah.
A little too comfortable, frankly.
Yeah. That's been a criticism.
Yeah,
a little too casual for Greg.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of things about that podcast. I like the guys on it. And they're funny people.
Alex,
but they don't look like they're trying. I'll tell you that, man. They're just lazing around in Tommy's backyard.
Zero product placement.
We don't have any product placement.
A lot of cigar smoking.
Yeah, we don't get anything for that either. Yeah, that's just something that we do.
Yeah.
You're not rolling in it like we are here.
And then we just look
got
cool.
all kinds of
all
stuff,
these products.
Man. And we got more stuff. There's a lot that's going to happen on this episode. Okay, so try to keep up, buddy.
Okay.
I went somewhere today. I flew in from Pittsburgh today. This afternoon, I was in a little place called Randyland.
Today.
I went to Randyland. Yeah.
Holy moly.
I brought some gifts, man.
So let's fill in Andy a little bit.
What is Randyland?
You can probably put it together, but Randy here is Randy. We talk about Nateland, and then we come up with Randyland. Turns out there is a real Randyland. It is in Pittsburgh. Greg was there today.
Wow. Yeah, I was there today. Randy, I got you a T-shirt from Randyland.
There you go, buddy. There you go, man.
Yeah. You guys, I got you a magnet from Randyland.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Sean, there's a magnet. Andy, here's a magnet from Randyland.
Oh, wow. This is wonderful.
I got you guys a little bracelet from Randyland.
All right, man. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
You got any hats?
I didn't get any hats. They didn't have any hats. Sorry, buddy. No, you got a Uncrustable hat last week.
Better believe I did.
We're getting a lot of stuff, man.
So how was it?
It was pretty cool. Basically, it's like, so it's a house.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's a pretty interesting artist in that it's just basically, you don't go inside. It's just the yard sort of.
Okay.
Is made into sort of a walkthrough museum. And it's a lot of junk thrown in his yard, but surrounded by these really, really cool, colorful, very bright, colorful signs.
Really?
Like that he sort of, on some of the signs, he explains his life, you know?
So there's a real Randy at the center of this whole thing.
Oh,
He's an artist.
Yeah, Randy, and I believe his partner, Mac, lives in the house next door.
Okay.
Or they have another house. There's a lot of those like signs, you know, when you're like, they have like an arrow pointing in alternating directions about, you know, like Mexico City, 500 miles.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Rhode Island.
Yeah. So there's a lot of those type of things where you got an arrow going this way and an arrow this way.
It's like
Tomtown, Zachville.
Yeah. But it's not always about directions. Some of it just tells the story of Randy. And then there's like, I thought you went in, so I knocked on the door, like nobody answered. And then I just walked into the thing, and even to buy the merch, it's just like a little drop box. They just have a bunch of merch. And it's
seriously?
Like, yeah.
You didn't interact with a person to get
I did not interact with a person to get this stuff, man.
First person in history of Randyland to pay full price for everything, even though no one was.
I paid more, man. I threw $100 bill in there, man. That's because the guy's, he's a big part of this podcast.
Sure.
Yeah. They had a porta potty. It's a nice one.
That's all this is. It's just this Randyland is a courtyard with a porta potty.
Kind of a big courtyard loaded with all kinds of stuff. There's this like crazy amount of junk there.
And this is like Pittsburgh proper, like that. Would you downtown?
I would say you can see the big buildings from there. Yeah.
How many people were there with you?
Well, I went by myself, but
pretty long lines.
There's probably. I got there not too long after it opened because I had to get on a plane. But there's probably another 10 people walking around Randyland.
Yeah. So what do you think the selling point is for somebody to go there? We know because we did know it in the name.
Well, I think it's interesting. It's really cool, colorful art.
Yeah.
You know it. Yeah, very cool. The colors remind me of that place that's like, what's the junk store that we went?
Gringo Jones.
Gringo Jones. Yeah. Like it's those a lot of the Mexican artifacts have those
exactly
bright
what
colors.
I picture. Yep.
It's similar to that, except for Gringo Jones is a store where stuff is somewhat like kind of arranged. It's just a lot of stuff thrown, and then I noticed like a lot of like, I guess sort of mannequin heads or mannequin bodies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Some mannequin lower extremities. Yeah. Like mannequin legs or whatever.
Okay.
Just sort of strewn about.
What did they do with the rest of the mannequins?
I don't know.
Concerning at all?
I guess you could be concerned with it. Yeah.
My favorite.
You don't want to see the inside because that's where the rest of the mannequins are.
Yeah. Mannequin fingers are all over the place inside. Yeah.
It's kind of what I pictured as Gringo Jones. So Gringo Jones is a shop, a weird shop here in St. Louis. It's great. We did a podcast on it years ago on an old podcast we used to do.
That was called Trip to the Lou. If any of you guys made it from that podcast to this podcast, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, but probably still out there. If you want
is still out there.
The Gringo Jones episode. And they famously in St. Louis, they're best known for a commercial where they rip off the Counting Crows, and the jingle is Gringo Jones and me. And there's no way they're paying for it.
No, I doubt it
at all.
They've got all kinds of cool stuff in there for sale. That's a store.
I loved it.
Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff.
What's Randyland's business model? A donation box?
A donation box. I think he's just doing it for the community.
That's
yeah,
great.
he wanted to sort of beautify the community in his own way.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I'm reading about it, like I think he had a hard time growing up, and art sort of saved him. So, yeah, it was interesting. His picture's on the back of Randy's shirt that I gave him. Also, big turnout in Pittsburgh this weekend. And several consumers, listeners, one in particular was Rhonda. Sean, I believe we deemed her Help Me Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
All right.
Help Me Rhonda. Help Me Rhonda gave us some stuff. She gave us...
Real clever on that name, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
If I came up with that, he'd have...
A nice book on Pittsburgh.
All right.
It's pretty cool. Sean, you want to put that on the coffee table?
Sure, let's talk. It's not going to tip over. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Good table.
She gave us some ketchup and mustard. From Heinz, of course. Yeah. We got...
That's pretty nice, too.
I don't know why Randy thinks that's hilarious. I guess because we have plenty of ketchup and mustard. But this is Heinz mustard and a Heinz chili sauce. So
okay.
Kind of cool there. Interested in taking that home?
Oh, man. I would love to.
Yeah, you want some mustard,
Thank
Sean?
you.
Give me the sauce.
Chili sauce. There
Throw
you
it
go,
to
buddy.
me.
You like hot stuff. Just like Donna Summer. And then she got some goodies, but I got you a Happy Easter candy bar from
thanks,
Help Me
buddy.
Rhonda.
Nice, man.
So a lot of gifts coming in.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's very nice of Rhonda to get involved here.
A lot
Appreciate
of consumers I saw were raving about the shows this weekend. It sounds like you had a good time, and you got to hang out with Ryan Beck.
Ryan Beck, our buddy, who will soon be on the podcast at some point. But yeah, it was great shows, man. It was at this place called the Pittsburgh Winery. It was like this cellar you go downtown, and on stage there's all these barrels of wine and low ceiling, just an awesome place. And,
Nice.
Yeah, hung out with the radio guys there from DVE Pittsburgh.
Awesome. And then
Longtime friends.
Andy was at our home club, and also the place he started, it turns out, the Westport Plaza Funny Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody brought me any gifts or anything, though.
Really?
Yeah, nothing for me or for me to share with any of you. I mean, it was people liked the show, I think.
When people get a hold of this podcast and find out you were on the New Table episode,
Yeah, dude.
I think a
You're
lot
gonna
of
get
things
all
are going
kinds
to
of
change.
stuff.
For you, man.
That'll
lot
be
of
a
gifts.
big thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back a truck up, buddy.
Yeah. Next time you show up to town, you might as well bring a U-Haul because Help Me Rhonda's probably going to come down from Pittsburgh and bring you some stuff.
Oh, I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah. Maybe if you guys got a table or you guys sat up a little bit straight on your podcast, you might
We
get
shoot
some
it at night, so we got to be relaxed a little bit more.
You guys, it's borderline slovenly. Okay.
Do you guys
Like
wear
it-
shirts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do wear
Okay.
shirts and sweatpants generally.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Just for
We try
background,
not
Andy's he's a fantastic comedian. He started here in St. Louis when you were going to St. Louis University.
Yeah. Well, right after I went to St. Louis University, and then after I graduated, that's when I started. 2003.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you. I mean, from then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I
we're
remember
good
you
friends.
from them as well.
We're good
yeah.
friends, but I remember seeing you coming up. Yeah. And then, he's very, very funny. Veteran of several TV programs. The Tonight Show, most
The Tonight Show.
notably.
Yeah. I was on that one
With Jimmy Fallon.
with
right?
Jimmy Fallon, his
Yeah.
first year.
And then
A lot of people say I'm the reason he stayed for so long.
Is that right?
The strength,
Yeah, I could
the
see
strength
that.
of that one episode.
Yeah.
And you, do you have a new CD out? I saw or something.
That's right, Greg. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Flawless. We went right into it. It's called
Yeah.
Beach Brain. It's not quite out. It's available for pre-order. It's out March 28th.
And
a
I read
CD.
something like you have like 90 CDs or something now. How many is it?
This is my seventh one. My
Seven
seventh one.
CDs,
My
guys.
seventh one, yeah.
That's a
My
lot of
seventh one,
material
yeah.
right there.
It's great.
A lot of material.
That is, I got about
It's a
7
big
bits.
catalog.
So that's
Yeah.
a lot more than what I'm doing.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And you sell them one by one.
I sell, yeah. It's what's that called? An EP? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
One or two.
Single. It's a cassette
It's a single.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 90
Each
style.
joke of
Yeah.
yours is just on a single.
Just a 4-minute deal. That's
45.
great. $20.
That's great.
Yeah, no, I'd recommend getting it because Andy's a fantastic comedian. But the real reason we have him here is Andy is a Cheez-It fanatic, I guess.
Yeah, that's my thing. I love cheese. That's my number one snack. For sure. Yeah.
This guy knows everything there is to know about Cheez-Its. He loves them. The brand this week is Cheez-It. What do you say we get to it?
I think we should get to it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this. It's a good selection.
I learned something about Cheez-It today.
Let's talk about it, man.
Stuff ties in with this podcast. But Andy, you know where Cheez-Its were invented?
No. I don't.
A city that is extremely special to me, Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dayton, Ohio had a club back in the day called Joker's Comedy Cafe. Did you ever work there?
No, I never did.
Yeah.
I always assumed God made Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
They haven't been around forever.
Well, yeah, God was living in Dayton at the time.
That's why
if
I
you've been to
remember that
Dayton,
part. Yeah,
you probably know God hasn't spent a lot of time there. But no, I love that city. I am a giant fan of that city because of Joker's Comedy Cafe. It's where I was living in Cincinnati, selling this stuff, and it was the one club that gave me more stage time than any club, and they were the first one to kind of. I worked there all the time, and my friend Lisa Grigsby, who you guys have met, she owned the club, and I don't think I would have been a stand-up comic without Lisa. So I just basically it's about a half-hour drive, maybe 40 minutes from Cincinnati to Dayton, and I would drive up there. And early on, it was kind of a tough club, and early on, I would go up there and I would eat it hard, and I would have a cassette tape, and I would listen to my tape on the way back home. And just, pound on the steering wheel because I was so angry about how unfunny I was. And then little by little, the cassettes became a little bit more listenable. Yeah. So yeah, I just have all these fond memories of Dayton. Dayton, there was a guy, let's start in 1841, a fellow named William Wolf. We can call him the Wolf. Actually, he was Dayton's Cracker King. Is what his nickname was. Yeah, Cracker King of Dayton. He moved to Dayton.
Cool nickname, Cracker King.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I like that.
Yeah, the Cracker King.
I'm the Cracker King.
Yeah.
But if my last name is Wolf, I don't think you don't need a nickname.
I know you're the Wolf.
He already has it. It is.
What's up, Wolf? The Cracker King.
This guy
of
gets
Dayton.
2. Sean doesn't have a cool nickname at all. This guy is close.
No, not even close. The Cracker King. Who's the Sausage King of Chicago?
Oh,
Abe
Froman.
There you go. Good job, guys. The Cracker King moved to Dayton to practice homeopathy. It's they believe in the healing power of food. He made a hard butter cracker made for medicinal purposes. There were some weird theories back then, and I'm not going to get into all of them. Peanut butter was one of these things that were invented. It was invented by Kellogg, who shared some of these weird beliefs. But they believed that a modern diet had too many stimulating substances. Sylvester Graham, the guy who invented a graham cracker, was one of these guys too. The first graham cracker is nothing like the graham crackers today. It was not tasty. It was bland. So they believed there was too much nourishment per food unit in bread. So they thought that people were getting too excited because of the bread they were eating.
Because it was too healthy?
Not too, maybe. There was just too much going on in a loaf of bread. They thought wound up. That people got all wound up. That's Kellogg felt the same thing, and that's why he made peanut butter. He made
we got to calm these people down.
Exactly, and so they took the yeast and everything else out of bread, and they made this butter cracker. It was called the Wolf Cracker.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, the Cracker King had a wolf cracker named after him. And in the 1870s, there was these two guys, a father and son, J.W. and Weston Green. They were living up in North Dakota, and it was hard to get any kind of food up there in North Dakota in the late 1800s.
Yeah, they're dying for crackers up there.
Yes, and they would send home for these wolf crackers. I would imagine. Yeah, I would. That's how they got it. Yeah. You just call. And then it sort of relays down to Dayton from the Dakotas. So they would get these wolf crackers shipped up there, and eventually they bought the business from Old Wolf.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and they named it Green and Green. So they buy it, and right around then was when World War I was going on.
Heard of it?
So they have you? Yeah. Yeah, it was a significant conflict. You more of a World War I buff or a World War II buff?
Oh, it's hard to pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a 2 guy myself.
I love them both so much. Yeah.
I like most sequels better because the characters and stuff. It's already been built up. You don't have to do as much of that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of the same guys were involved.
Some of them.
I think a lot of the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember
I'll trust
Megatron
you,
and
man.
whatever.
This isn't a
I've
history
seen
podcast.
movies about it.
They took a minor character from the first one and just really centered the second one. On them, which you don't see enough.
He did.
So.
He had some. So they developed most of their resources, like a lot of stuff at the time, went to for the war effort. So they developed Dayton's Fighting bread.
Nice.
It was called Dayton's Fighting Bread. Dayton's Fighting Bread, also named hardtack.
Oh wow, that doesn't make it sound good. I thought that's what you needed to like ride a horse. Hardtack.
Tack is is sort of the overarching term for everything involved with riding a horse, I believe.
TAC?
Well, this is TACK.
What's the horse?
I didn't hear the
horse stuff. I don't know. Because when you go buy horse equipment, you go to a tack shop.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The hardtack was less tasty than the Dayton cracker. Or the Wolf cracker. It wasn't quite as good, but it didn't have to be. They just had to get them some food over there.
These crackers aren't the same.
And when I say over there, I mean over there, as in over there. And they sent about 6.5 million pounds of hardtack over there during the war. It's quite a bit. After the war,
it's maybe the reason that we won. We're in that.
Our side, we were a part.
Our side,
we
sure.
were.
I mean, Missouri. Right?
Yeah, Missouri was
the front lines in a lot of ways.
I know we won that one. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was a win.
That was a W.
They went back to making crackers, and they got into graham crackers. They got into ginger snaps, which is, I think, more of a cookie.
That's a cookie, yeah. That's a cookie.
And they thought they needed something a little flakier, and they developed this cracker based on a dish called rarebit. Do you guys know what rarebit is?
Oh yeah, I do. I do know what rarebit is.
You want to explain that?
It's an English dish. I think it's kind of bread with cheese on top of it.
Yeah, it's basically toasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like melted cheese on toast.
Yeah, there's a famous rarebit story in my family that the first time my mom ate dinner at my dad's house, my dad said, "We're having rarebit." My mom's making rarebit, and my mom thought my grandma was making rabbit. She was very stressed about it. Very stressed. Young Susan Woodhull didn't know what rarebit was. She was from Bristol, Indiana. She didn't know about English food. And then she got there, and then it wasn't rabbit, and she was relieved. But what it was instead was crackers with Velveeta melted on top of it. That was the Woodhull version of rarebit. Yeah,
that's kind of a trashy.
It's a real trash.
Yeah, but that's fun.
It's a real trash version.
No way you don't like it.
And was that the main dish?
That's the main dish.
That's all they had.
It worked out all right.
It was hard times, I mean, this is like
was
the
this during
60s.
the Depression? What's going on?
I don't know.
I know you grew up in a small town in Indiana.
We didn't have a lot, we didn't have. I don't know that they could get Cheez-Its. That's why saltines, and then you add the cheese to it. You give it a fancy name. It's a nice night.
Yeah,
it's a nice night.
I feel
it's what you do when you have company in Indiana.
My God, what are you eating when the company's not there?
Just plain saltines. You don't get the Velveeta out. That's for guests.
Andy, I would have been nicer to you all these years had I known you came from that kind of poverty. Like I met your
name
parents.
Brand though. It wasn't store brand. It was Saltine brand. It wasn't like Kroger brand.
Saltine is not a brand.
Is it not? Is it not a brand?
I believe Saltine.
The box says Saltine.
But it's like I think Nabisco has premium saltines, and Sunshine or whatever Sunshine became has crispy KRISPY saltines.
Wow.
Yeah, so saltine is like now just sort of a generic term.
Wow, I had no idea. I see. Yeah, I've never been more wrong about a cracker.
Well, this is what we do here on this podcast, buddy. We study brands. Yeah, Nabisco is the premium saltine. Sunshine, crispy KRISPY saltines.
You just earned my vote for Cracker King. I don't know if anyone is ruling the monarchy, but
that died with the wolf. I think you can't have two Cracker Kings, man. So that's basically what Cheez-Its are. It's sort of let's take rarebit and put it into a cracker.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a baked rarebit, and the Green and Green Cracker Company debuted it in 1921, May 23rd. Must have been probably, I'm guessing, around the Memorial Day weekend. They were like, we're gonna launch this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll it out. People are having barbecues.
Yeah.
Crackers.
Yeah, I mean, you in Indiana, they're just having the crackers.
You know,
in Indiana, there's no barbecue. Yeah,
the Best Buys are all having sales. How are we going to get these people?
Yeah, in 21. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that a Cheez-It is a square, Sean?
Of course.
Andy?
Yeah, I also think it's a square. Yeah,
Tim?
It's a square.
It's not.
The way you're asking makes
it
sense.
is a rectangle, barely. Barely. It is 26 by 24 millimeters.
Wow.
They just have a little extra on one side, making it a rectangle.
Is that their
not
thing?
a rectangle, a rectangle. Not a perfect square. How about that?
Is that their move? So then they can go to everyone and be like, what shape is this?
Yeah.
And then every time someone's going to say a square, they'll be like, actually, we measured.
I have a thing.
It's a way to correct someone every time is what they're doing there. I think it's a cheap play. I don't like it is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's probably a better reason why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of it, the show.
Most people don't spend their lives just trying to find ways to win arguments like you do. Like,
well, I don't know if it's an I mean, I think I made a legitimate point there. Yeah, why? Everyone here says it's a square, and it's just like, why? Yeah, can we get to the technicality of why it's 26 by 24?
I didn't go that deep.
Are you serious?
I'm not.
Man,
I'm
we
not
don't know.
Thomas Wolfe.
We'll
I'm
never
not
know
the
why.
Cracker King, guys. I'm just a guy that reads. I'm one of the three rednecks reading Wikipedia.
You don't think they maybe made it square at first, and then someone was like, "Do these taste wide enough to you?" And then they're like, "Oh, let's throw a couple."
Why is it wide
millimeters
enough? I would
on
say tall enough. I think it goes this way if you set them up right. So there was after the war, there was sort of an economic downturn. During the 20s, and then you went into the Great Depression, and these things were affordable. It was like an affordable way to eat rarebit. So families still were able to, families like Andy's family in Indiana and the people around there were able to still afford to have a version of rarebit, and they ate a lot of Cheez-Its at the time. Originally in a green and white package.
Wow, the orange box is so iconic. The orange and red, it used
iconic.
to be green. I guess because of the greens.
This is interesting. When you bake a cracker, you roll the dough out thin, kind of like a pie crust. So at its heart, it's got layers, and I think you can taste that in a good cracker. That's part of the mouthfeel. Is it's like, because I have baked some pie crusts, and it it's flaky. It's got layers within it, which is good. Green and Green were in the business for about 12 years after they came out with Cheez-Its. They eventually sold it to a little business in Kansas City called the Loose Wiles Biscuit Company. You guys remember that?
Yeah, but from what? I don't remember.
Do you not remember?
Man, I remember we talked
It's
about
a big part of this podcast.
Yeah.
It's an
but
early part
Wild.
of this podcast.
Was it Oreo?
It was Oreo. Well,
Okay.
it wasn't. It was Joseph Loose and Jacob
That's right.
Loose.
And
They did Hydrox.
yeah, and then his brother got sick and went to Europe.
Well,
and then
his
he
brother
jammed
got
him up.
sick and then went to Europe, and then when he came back from being sick, his brother had deserted him and went to Oreo. Then he came back with his brother. They joined up with I think it was Harry Wild.
Fast. They were fast and loose.
Yeah, got it. They joined up with a John Wiles. Wasn't even Harry.
Help me, Rhonda over here, but I can get out fast and loose in.
That's her name.
Fast and loose is great.
Well, that was the time. That was the time to do it. We were screwing around early. This is important history that ties in a lot of stuff going on in this podcast.
No, it needed it. It needed fast and loose.
It did not.
It needed it,
guys. I want to make this point, and I'm going to make it 20 times if I have to.
All right, buddy.
This was a big deal, man. That was Hydrox. You remember?
Yes, of course, man.
His brother deserted him.
Yes.
He was sick. He came back. He's like, well, I'm going to take him on, and I'm gonna take on this cookie company, and I'm going to come out with Hydrox. And that was in Kansas City.
Oh, he lost.
4
so
hours.
hard.
That was a sick
For a
move.
while
That's
they
an
won.
epic
For
loss.
a while they won, and then Oreo jumped in after. They copied Hydrox. Hydrox was first.
Oh, really? Hydrox
was
first to market. And then
Kind of ran the market
Oreo
for a
knocked
while.
him down. Huh?
Took their eye off the ball. Became sort of an grandpa's cookie, and Oreo was doing some fun stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
That
what's
is
funny
a fun
about
way
that,
to
man.
take down your competition.
Yeah.
You like them? You're old. You like the old cookies?
It's basically what they were doing.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, as somebody that's a little older than you guys, I don't care for it. So yeah, man, and Loose Wiles became Sunshine.
Okay.
And Sunshine has Cheez-It. For a long time, Andy, what was the chief competitor of Cheez-It?
Cheese Nips.
Cheese Nip.
Cheese Nip.
Which was Nabisco, which was the Oreo guys.
Mm-hmm.
As I understand it, they ran into some production problems, maybe a little contamination right around the pandemic. And I don't know if cheese nips are available right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time. I don't know what happened to them. I think they forgot about the roots. That was supposed to taste like rarebit, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was a big part of their downfall.
I can't even picture them.
Oh, no, man. Yeah.
Oh, can you picture a Cheez-It?
Yeah. Same.
It looks exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. Well, it's just like Oreo, buddy.
Oh, looks exactly
These guys they were thieves.
They're actually perfect squares. That's why no one ate them.
Oh, Ritz.
Oh man, I wonder if a cheese nip is a perfect square.
Yeah, it's a perfect
Randy,
square.
can you look into that?
Hard
Randy
to
does
say.
some research for us right during the podcast.
So they're
Just
Ritz.
right here.
Wow, just at the
He's got a
speed
machine.
of Google. Look at that.
Yeah.
I never seen anything like this before.
Our cheese nip's a perfect square.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Yeah. Similar to Cheez-It. They're
Rectangular,
ripping them off all the way.
similar to Cheez-It. How
So
about
this
that?
is a pure rip.
wow.
Well,
Well-
no, Sean, it's not a ripoff. You're getting 2 millimeters by whatever, 2 millimeters by an inch more.
More surface area.
Yeah, more surface area. You're getting a little extra, buddy, a bonus.
Yeah, but maybe you're paying for it.
But this is why our cheese cracker, we come out with them. They're perfect squares. We're saving that money. People aren't going to notice it. Can you imagine the profits?
Yeah.
We're giving 2
I
millimeters
see what you're
less.
saying.
Oh, man.
I think we could flip this whole business.
Yeah. Let's not put this podcast
When
out.
we we probably shouldn't just get to working on our cracker right away. We go in equal
Yeah,
shares?
equal shares. Yeah.
Equal shares.
Yeah.
And I just want to be like, for the purpose of our cracker business, okay, you're with us.
Yeah, I'm in.
John
I'm fully
those guys
in.
got nothing to do with our cracker business.
Well, we didn't invent a cracker together, so as much as I like those guys, it's like my life's about crackers now.
Okay, good, because I don't want any conflict of interest right here. Those guys, they get none of the business.
No, none of it. None of it. No,
good.
of course. Yeah, they don't.
All right.
They have a part of like my drinks and juice lines that I'm coming out
What?
with. But
What?
the cracker business is going to be separate from the drinks and juices that I'm doing.
You're doing drinks and juices, man? I don't know. I feel like this is a setup. Of course, they have real cheese. That's their big thing. It's skim cheese made from skim milk, I believe, except for the cheddar. One of the big cheddar, one of the cheddar things is all full fat milk. But most of the regular Cheez-Its have skim milk.
White cheddar. The white cheddars.
The white cheddar?
The white cheddar.
Full fat milk.
You like that as a Cheez-It
You can
guy?
taste it. Yeah, the white cheddar are great. They're a classic one. You know, it's one of the alternates. If you're not having the main flavor, I go pepper jack. That's my second favorite because it's the only other one that doesn't have dust on it. I don't know if you're ready to get into like the minutia of what the greatest Cheez-Its are.
Let's do it, man. What do you say?
I think regular is the best, but I like the pepper jack because they're a little bit more rare. They seem more special when you get your hands on them. But it's the only other one other than the regular, unless you're going to count the Monterey Jack big Cheez-Its that they have since discontinued. It's the only one where it's not dust on it. The flavor's baked in. And that's what I love. Yeah, that's what I love about it. You got a wide variety of flavors here, but
have you tried
spicy, dust? These are all like dusted Cheez-Its.
And you've tried all these. So we have.
Yeah, I've had all.
Just so we know, we have hot and spicy.
Tim got the secured the product.
Yeah, let me finish. We got hot and spicy. We've got grooves. We've got.
Let me take a little.
What is that one, Shawnee?
Extra toasty.
Extra toasty. I'm excited about. And we got the original. So yeah, I got the product this time. I bought them a few days ago. Yeah, I have a 3-year-old. There's no way a box of Cheez-Its is going to survive at my house. He loves Cheez-Its.
Extra toasty. I got a real beef with extra toasty. I can't believe it exists. I can't believe people prefer it to regular Cheez-It. It's almost like you get a box of Cheez-Its and every once in a while you get one that's burnt and you're like, oh, this one's ruined. I'll throw it away. But for some reason, they were like, we'll make a box of these ruined ones.
100%
And people like them. They're garbage.
So these are. I see what's going on here. I tend to like the burnt popcorn kernels.
The only thing worse than the Toasties, in my opinion, is in the Delta Lounge at certain airports, they'll have little bags of Cheez-Its, and you get excited. Oh, they got Cheez-Its at this Delta Lounge? And then you see it's like whole grain, and they're trash.
Really?
Whole grain Cheez-Its are trash. You know, I like a healthier option, but
they came under
nothing like Cheez-It.
They came under some fire for that.
For the whole grain ones?
Yeah, somebody sued him and said they had like it's like 1 gram of fiber that they added.
These aren't whole grain.
And the government threw them out. Threw the lawsuit out, and then somebody protested, and I think it's still in litigation right now.
I would imagine one person tasted it and like, these taste bad enough that these could be the healthy version, just because people will eat less.
So again, your favorite is the original and
the pepper jack, which you can't even find everywhere, but it's a little bit spicier and it doesn't have the dust on it, which is fine. Cheese dust is fine. You know, it's on snack foods. We're all familiar with cheese flavoring dust, but I do prefer a clean cracker. And an even deeper dive on Cheez-Its. Let's see if I can find it.
Go deep, buddy.
On here, but you'll find this on Cheez-It Reddit threads. My buddy told me about this. Did you find the serial number on here? Yeah, right here. K27. There's like 3 different places in America where they manufacture Cheez-Its. And the ones with the serial number that starts with K are made in the Kansas facility.
Yeah.
Which is known to Cheez-It lovers to be the superior Cheez-It facility to a level where Costco only supplies their Cheez-Its from.
Really?
They will reject Cheez-Its from other places, which is why some people are like, Costco has the best Cheez-Its. It's because they're exclusively buying from Kansas. So if you want to make sure your Cheez-Its are the best Cheez-Its America has to offer, you got to look at the cereal code.
Let's get into the details here. I want to find it's on the UPC code.
So this box is good.
This is good. These are Ks.
No kidding.
I probably could have told without even eating
Where's the K?
Right here.
Oh, that's So it's sort of on the side of the UPC code. It's hard to read.
Yeah,
So
I didn't even know about this. A friend of mine told me about it. Blew my mind, and now I'm always checking. You know, I don't want to eat trash ones made from one of their other plants. I want the best.
Have you done a side-by-side? Have you tasted a K plant versus the W plant, whatever the other 2 letters are?
I haven't. And I'll tell you why I haven't. It's because when I buy Cheez-Its, I eat them. I don't keep them around to see if I can find a box from a different place. I haven't put in that time. But that's an interesting experiment.
I'm just trying to understand. What are they doing at the K factory that they're not doing at the other 2?
I don't know.
Like what
wouldn't the other 2 like to know? These are all Ks.
You know what?
You're right, man.
You know what? A lot of
these are all Ks.
You'll find that with a lot of different products. Certain kinds are. I think a lot of times it has to do with the water, because we all know water supplies in all these different places in the country are different, and it tends to be a main ingredient or it's a part of how they bake it or stuff. I bet it has something to do with that.
Oh, you're 100% right. You see those? They'll be like in Chicago. Hey, we're a New York bagel place, and we ship water from New York to make these bagels. So I bet. You're 100% right. You got to get that Kansas water.
Yeah.
I know, right?
You know,
good old Topeka water.
Mountain streams of Kansas.
Pass me those OGs, would you?
Yeah. A couple of things. This is exactly the kind of insight that we want on this podcast.
That was incredible.
This is. I mean, I thought our other guests were good.
Yeah,
when
I know.
look back, all Nickerson was done. He was just running in his mouth and trashing me. He's running his mouth, trashing me, doing bits, you know, and he's not coming with anything like this.
He's welcome anytime.
Yeah. We'll have him back. He's a friend. I love the guy. But I mean, when it talks hard-hitting insights, Woodhull is on it.
Mm-hmm. And that
Josh is running bits, funny guy, you know. Zoltan had some interesting things to say about Ben and Jerry's, but you're guest number 4, and I got to tell you, man, you are off to a quick start. You're the kind of guy that I'd like to be in the cracker business with, to be honest with you.
We have a business model set up. I'm excited about it.
You want to explain this garbage to me?
Whoa. Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the fun things about Cheez-It brand is they're always innovating. They're not just sitting. They're not just like, these are rarebit and star crackers. They're constantly coming out with new flavors, which makes them fun.
Much like this podcast, we had another table.
Oh yeah, and now you have this new.
We innovate all the time.
New table. I can't wait to see
we've got a different
table that comes after this table.
Yeah.
This table's nice. You filled in the top of the screw holes too, which is like, you know, that's the craftsmanship right there.
Okay. Yes. Can you explain this?
So these ones, this is a little thing that they tried to do. Grooves. They think that they make these grooves and they're gonna hold the flavor better, give you a little bit of a different crunch, and they're fine. Cheez-It grooves. They're fine. I'm not going for them. Generally, if I stop for a Cheez-It, I'm not going with the grooves. They don't have a flavor. There's white cheddar, and I think they have another flavor too in grooves. It's just part of the fun of Cheez-It. You can see on the back, they got snapped. They got puffed. They've got with a have, which is America's #1 beloved cheese cracker brand.
Yeah.
And they're doing little changes. So you go in the grocery store, it's exciting. It's not the same old thing.
Right.
Well, you get your old friend, and hey, here's a new buddy to hang out with.
Well, and we also
it's a little bit of a grocery store trick, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I fall for
we
it
did
every
it with
time.
we did it with Duncan Hines and Pringles. When you add another flavor, I think your shelf space just gets bigger and bigger, and you just walk down the aisle, and you're like, look, there's a mountain of Cheez-Its. There's like
so many different kinds.
We got Hawaiian Punch. We got beat up by High C for a while because that's all we had was Hawaiian Punch, and then High C's got 80 billion colors, and you can't. I dare you to find Hawaiian Punch in there. We tried to come out with Hawaiian Punch colors, didn't work very well. High C kicked us around. So,
really, you were just doing different colors?
Yeah.
That's where you should have called them flavors, I think that's
we
where...
learned that, and then we tried the flavor thing too, and that didn't work either. Hot and spicy. I see what you're talking about.
A different color?
I'm talking. See what you're talking about. The it's the real berries, I think.
Real berries.
The grooves here, they're a little different on the sides. It's like a thin pizza to a regular crust. A little skinnier, right?
Oh,
a little larger. Can we agree with that?
It's definitely larger.
It's a little different shape. They have a nice crunch, but the original Cheez-It is far superior. And the puffed ones, I don't know what they were. I'm glad that my boys over there and women over there at Cheez-It are doing fun stuff, but puffed Cheez-Its, you can skip them. They're
really
they're not Cheetos. They want to be Cheetos. It's almost like the Cheez-It version of Cheetos, but be who you are, Cheez-It.
Yeah, Tim skipped them. Usually when guys bring samples, we try to get a big assortment. Tim went with 4. We got 4.
I think 4's good.
It's a lot of crackers.
The puffy ones it doesn't appeal to me at all, and I couldn't find the snapped.
The hot and spicy. I see what you mean about the cheese dust. Sean, you want to give it a whirl?
Yeah, they got dust on them.
Yeah, I don't like the cheese dust. I will tell you, I kind of like the extra toasting.
I'm not surprised. No. Like the kind of person that I think you are, it doesn't surprise me that you like kind of the trashiest flavor that they have.
Trashy, man. Your family was having people over for Velveeta
and all of the. I'll tell you this: all the crackers were perfectly cooked. None of them were overdone. Every single one was perfectly cooked with melted Velveeta on top of it.
Yeah, I think the original are the best. But it's superior. The toasted ones,
man. I haven't had Cheez-Its in so long, and these are really good.
They're great. The hot and spicy ones are really good. They're one of the better dusted ones, and they've been around forever. They keep coming out. I love they have a buffalo wing flavored one. As far as ones with dust go, I'll get the buffalo wing flavored one. They're really good. And they recently came out with 2 smoked flavors, a smoked Gouda and a smoked cheddar. And I thought I was going to like the Gouda because I prefer Gouda to cheddar. Yeah. But the smoked cheddar ones are just, they're fantastic. If you like smoky. But one thing I'll say to stay away from.
Okay.
Any bacon. Sometimes they'll have like cheddar bacon or whatever. Yeah. But I strongly believe that whoever makes dust that enhances flavors of food, they haven't mastered bacon. And any chip, cracker, anything I've ever had with the bacon flavor is terrible. It tastes terrible. Bacon doesn't translate to dust flavoring the way cheese does. Yeah.
Powdered bacon.
Yeah. Hot and spicy, man. That's game changer.
It?
Very impressed with this.
Never had. What did you do with the original?
Down here. I put them back. We have this great shelf. I wanted to make sure something got displayed.
Tim's got it on display.
And I think the hot and spicy, maybe you take a deep dive on these. I think it used to be Tabasco branded.
You're right.
I wonder if they lost the Tabasco branding, but it used to be Tabasco, which is my least favorite of all the hot sauces.
Ren, you want to do a little research on that?
No, I think, he's right.
It does taste like Tabasco. I don't care for it. I don't know.
I love hot sauce. Tabasco is the worst hot sauce that is regularly in restaurants. I'm a Cholula guy. I don't want to transfer to hot sauce chat. But
we'll do hot sauce. Sean's a big hot sauce guy.
Yeah, by all means.
I love Zaps. Zaps is my current favorite.
Zaps? Like
Zaps,
the chips?
Yeah. I don't know that it has anything to do. Maybe it's Zabs. Maybe it's Zabs.
Oh, Zabs.
Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned
I think you might
be
right.
Zabs. Yeah. That's my current favorite.
I think Hot Sauce is a comic out of Detroit. I'm not sure. I'm being serious. I think there's a comic named Hot Sauce.
Funny guy, super dirty.
Works with
hamburger.
Works with hamburger.
Hamburger.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a comic named Hot Sauce, and he was funny. It says here Cheez-It stopped using Tabasco in 2018 after their contract with the brand ended.
Wow.
The image and claim that the crackers contained Tabasco were removed from the packaging, but the flavor remained the same.
So what are we talking about?
What a slap in the face to the Tabasco people. We don't need you anymore. We're going to sell them. They're exactly the same. We never even put Tabasco in them to start with.
You don't know that. You don't know that. Maybe it was the Tabasco people. Like, you
that
know
could
what,
be true.
Guys? Maybe they were trying to strong them, be like, hey, we're doubling the price. And they're like, well, we can just say hot sauce.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I bet you Cheez-Its dumped them. I don't think Tabasco walked on them.
You don't think
Tabasco needs every angle they can, because right now, Andy's right. It is not a very solid hot sauce. I'll take a Frank's all day over Tabasco.
Oh, me too.
Really?
Frank's.
All day, man.
Yeah.
Frank's is a solid, working man's hot sauce.
You're right,
I
man.
love Frank's too.
Yeah, Tabasco fired.
You think so?
I think they got cut loose. Yeah, and they're sour about it. So that's fine. And this extra toast, I'm with Andy. I mean, I think they're up to shenanigans here. I think they're like, oops, we burn them. We could throw them out, or we could just be like, hey, guys, guess what? Here's extra toast. I mean, what's going to be next? Burnt bread? I mean, does it really make sense to me that to sell these? And I don't think they taste great.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it is legitimate, extra burned one, because it's almost funny looking how they're darker. You know what I mean? It's like they put a little extra something on there to make it appear. I wonder
you think that's a dye?
Well, I don't know. I
Think
wonder if
it's a
that's legitimate or not.
No, it's legit. These are toast.
They're actually keeping them in longer.
Put them in longer. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good.
I'd say probably 3 minutes longer in the oven.
They're not good. Originals are unbelievable.
It's that attention to detail, though, Greg, that lets me know our cracker is going to be a successful business.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna
you
be
can
great.
just eyeball how much longer that needs.
Oh, yeah.
In the oven.
I know
3
these
minutes.
things. Yeah,
Mhm.
3 minutes, man. Yeah, we're going to probably have an extra toasty version, and I know you're not going to like it, but when you start seeing the profits coming in, you'll fall for it.
You can't. I'm not going to argue with numbers. I'll say that.
I want to reiterate this. This is a four-way business. Jonigan's got nothing to do with it.
No, he's not in on it
He's-
at all.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no. You're baking them.
Yeah.
You're baking. Sean, you're going to Kansas for the water.
Yeah,
That's what you're doing.
I'll see you in Topeka next week.
Tim, you're measuring them to make sure they're square.
Tim's
Obviously.
gonna
one.
Tim's a music guy. He's going to come up with a jingle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Theme song,
Cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
Yeah.
Amen.
Anything else about the flavor lineup that we should know?
Oh wow. No, I think I've covered it. I mean, when I just looked online and they have a couple flavors I haven't even tried. There was like a jalapeno limited edition. They'll do limited edition runs.
Yeah.
And they'll do runs that like are only at Walmart or only at Target, which I don't care for that. I want to have access to all the Cheez-Its that are out there. I don't like grocery store specific lines.
Sometimes that's, that you got a little extra funding. You'll go to them and say, hey, what do you guys want to do? Duos. What do you know about those?
Duos is when two flavors come in the same box, and it is fun. Usually you like one flavor better than the other, and I'll make my own box of Duos, I'll pick two flavors I like, make a bag of Cheez-Its, my own snack mix.
Oh, I see.
You mix
Yeah,
them,
I'll do it. I'll do it myself.
So these Duos, they don't come in two separate bags.
No,
It's
they're all in the
thrown
same
together.
one, and they're just,
But it's not
just mixed together.
two flavors within one cracker. It's two different flavored crackers.
Yeah, it's two different flavor crackers. Yeah, and they're all powdered flavored cheeses. So they mix a little bit. They're getting down on the inside of the box. They mix all over the place.
Now let me ask you this, man. You ever take this type of risk? You ever eat like a couple Cheetos with a couple Cheez-Its with like a couple Cheetos?
Well,
I've heard people doing this. They cross.
Really?
I have never done that, but you can buy that bagged. There's like a Cheez-It snack mix that you'll
That's
find
what I'm
every
getting
once
at,
in a
man.
while, and it has Cheetos as well as Cheez-Its in it.
Really?
That'd be kind of a fun move.
You can find that.
That's
good.
interesting because those
Pretty
two
good.
companies may not like each
And
other.
pretzels. I think they have pretzels in there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be. I'm sure it's not Cheetos. It's a cheese
Their
puff
version of-
equivalent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you become passionate about Cheez-Its? Was this as a child?
2 weeks ago.
Or is it-
1 week ago, when Greg asked me what brand I wanted to talk about on the
This
podcast,
is not.
that's
You
when I
don't know
decided.
these kind of things unless you've been a lifelong enthusiast.
No, I love Cheez-Its, and I am. I mean, you guys got a good name of a podcast. I am like all the advertising stuff for stupid people. It all works on me. I'm always. Oh, there's almonds in it? I haven't had it with almonds. I want to try. I fall for it constantly. Anytime they have a new flavor, I'm at the grocery store. Look, I go down the cracker aisle just to see if Cheez-It has
What's
new flavors.
going on.
And that's what I do with the brands that I like. Yeah, what's going on? Is there a new Kit Kat today?
You see this enthusiasm?
That's what I like.
We didn't get this from Nickerson. We didn't get that.
Leave Nickerson. Nickerson took a lot of shots.
We couldn't afford Pringles. That's all he said about his experience with the brand. Yeah. And I love Nickerson. Okay.
Yeah. But it was more of the roast of Greg Warren and not so much talking about Pringles.
Yeah.
And it was fun for
just
Tim.
Just running his mouth, nothing underneath.
It sounds like it was a really good episode.
It was a fantastic episode.
I wish I would have seen.
It comes with substance.
No, he's bringing heat. No, Andy is bringing heat, and that's big for this. We need it because we don't.
Let's see what else.
Well, before we get into the next one, let me tell you what I don't like about Greg.
Okay, that's fair enough. I knew we were going to get there sooner or later. Yeah. These guys are all for it. Sean lives for that, man.
Yeah, no, seriously, tell us though.
I don't really have anything.
Just give me anything.
I love Greg. I'm just
tell him,
around.
Andy.
Yeah. Greg,
who brought you on the road?
Greg
Andy?
brought me. I mean, I'm in large part a comedian due to the grace of Greg Warren bringing me on the road. He brought me on the road when I was a young comic, and a lot of got me in a lot of. And Greg has an act that quotable. I got Greg Warren quotes constantly. You mentioned Duncan Hines. You were mentioning the frosting. I can't see frosting at the grocery store without saying to whoever I'm with, "Get the vanilla frosting. You're on a diet."
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How'd you like that, Sean?
Yeah. I agree. No, I'm agreeing with him on that.
Fishing, dummy.
I just want to know how your mental health was on the road with him. Did you have, was he like, hey, why don't you say that bit?
That's another big thing.
What are you using that word for?
That's another big thing. I don't know if your act is stronger. Maybe you don't get as many criticisms.
Yeah, that maybe.
That might be.
I thought I'd get a laugh there. I thought I'd get a laugh there.
He was a little bit farther along. So I'll be honest. We went on the road for a while, and then we had the same manager. I called my manager like, we're not doing this anymore. I don't want to follow Woodhull. He's too good. I'm not following Woodhull. And we had a similar vibe at that time. I think we've sort of diverged a little bit, but yeah, we had a similar vibe. I'm like, I don't want to follow this guy. They like him way too much, man.
So you fired him.
I fired him.
Let's just say it.
He started headlining.
I was back to saltines and melted Velveeta after that. I wasn't getting that future money. But I owed another big thing in my life to Greg. I don't even know if you know about this, Greg, but I don't think if it wasn't for that year of doing, or 2 years or however long it was of opening for you on the road, I don't think I would have ever eaten at a Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever would have gone in there.
Yeah.
I never would have gone in there. I'd be like, this is for grandparents.
Yeah.
But you really opened up my world, by showing me that
pumpernickel croutons. Sean hates them. He just complains about it all the time.
I definitely do not hate him. I don't know, if I'm passionate about him like he is. Cheez-Its.
Sean will start complaining about him right after the 50th time I bought him Ruby Tuesday. I hate it here. Really.
Ruby Tuesdays, I do not hate you at all. I am not. The salad bar alone is worth incredible. Right there, man. It's great.
We've looked at the groove. Yeah, there's grooves. Okay. You know anything about this extra big?
Extra big. Oh, I'm familiar with big. Big Cheez-Its are great because cheese is just a snack cracker, but sometimes you like to put stuff on your cracker. A little chicken salad, a little piece of. Sometimes I'll put cheese on cheese. So if you buy the bigs, you can top them.
Okay.
These are not suitable for topping or dipping, but the bigs are. And like I said before, they used to make a Monterey Jack big that was delicious and also had the cheese baked in. So I'm on the lookout. Cheez-It. If you watch this episode, make us some more flavors with the cheese baked in. I want to see maybe manchego. Get wild.
Wow.
Like, wouldn't it be wild to see a manchego?
It'd be great.
Cheese baked in.
Nuts.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Spanish cheese. Come on. I think it's Spanish. I think it's sheep's milk.
This stuff. Are you guys getting it?
You're
this
very
guy.
Happy.
I brought in the authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good work.
I brought in the authority.
Very impressive.
I mean, we get Josh Arnold on here. I thought he was an authority on Bass Pro. He's like, well, yeah, they got fishing equipment. It's nothing. Tim, you want to go to fun facts?
I would love to go to fun facts. How many Cheez-Its in a 1 pound box? This is
I'd say about a pound.
How big is this thing? No, I'm literally how many Cheez-Its?
How many of these crackers?
Okay, how many
I know the
crackers
answer,
in a 1 pound? And this is a 1 pound box right here.
Yeah.
I'll go $3.90.
Love it. No, this is how many ounces in a pound?
16.
Yeah, this is not quite a pound.
This is less than a pound. So it's a little bit.
Oh, this is a half a pound.
Yeah, that's a 9 ounce
Yes,
box.
a half a
I
pound.
see net
What?
9 ounce.
Where do you see that?
Right on the front.
It says 9 ounces.
Well, that's
so
a Groove
right
box.
Yeah.
Maybe a Groove.
My original here, this is 12.
Yeah, 12.4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I bet you this is what they call a pound, though.
So in a pound box, 405 Cheez-Its.
It was right there, man.
What I was going to say.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Pretty good, man.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks, man.
Because you're running a bit.
Well, I was doing that too, but that still counts.
It does count.
Good score.
Yeah, it does
Do
count.
you have a bit about how many?
Yeah, I said some guy ran a
boxes?
mile in 3 minutes and 90 seconds. So I'm never going to live it down for the rest of my life. So. He did it in 3 minutes and 90 seconds. So yeah,
Pretty fast.
Probably the second most exciting thing to talk about too, made fun of besides the table. So.
Wait.
Some people that are not as knowledgeable about track and field would say 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Did Cheez-Its only recently launch overseas and in Canada?
Yeah, I believe I saw that. Yeah.
This says Cheez-Its were officially launched in Canada in 2020.
Yeah.
And the United Kingdom and Ireland in 20. What have they been doing?
Wow.
I don't know, man.
Well, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean,
Yeah, as far as cheese crackers, what are they doing?
Well, and why is Cheez-It like, we don't think we're ready to go to Canada yet? That doesn't make any sense.
All right.
We need 15 flavors before we can think about breaking into Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the bad water up there. They're like, we can't.
it's great water in Canada.
I know,
man.
but I don't know. I'm just saying what they're thinking. Maybe they don't, maybe they're not into
Gotta
it.
be good water in Canada.
Cheez-Its, Greg mentioned this, are made with skim milk cheese, but their signature color actually comes from annatto extract. That is a natural food dye made from the seeds of the achiote. I just looked it up and now I can't remember. Achiote tree. Achiote, I think that's right. It grows in the tropics of Central and South America and is used to add a nutty taste to dishes. Paprika and paprika extract are also ingredients in the cracker, which also adds to the orange hue. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a very unnatural color and like it might be something
natural.
weird, but it's totally natural, which is good.
It's totally natural, but it's not from the cheese. Don't feel like that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But still, a little paprika, you can taste it.
Yeah. And paprika is very orange.
The center hole on a Cheez-It is called the Docker hole. It helps release air and moisture during the baking process.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
I had no idea. No, I'm learning that for the
That's
first
pretty
time.
cool.
I thought that's you could make them into necklaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
You've ever done that?
No, I've never done
man.
that. But I like the
Have you?
options there.
God, if you'd walked in the door wearing a Cheez-It necklace.
Man, that would have been something.
I know Greg's impressed, but
Yeah, that would have been something.
that would have been.
I one time had a Cheez-It cupcake. Does that blow your mind? Cheez-It flavored cupcake I had one time.
Sometimes I think people try to get like a little kooky and they don't need to.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sound appetizing.
You ever hear of Iron Chef, Stephanie Izard? You fans of the show Iron Chef? Or
I've heard of
know
that.
the show,
or
yeah,
anything?
but don't know.
Yeah.
She's from Chicago. She's an Iron Chef. It was at her restaurant. She made me a cupcake. I mean, she made them and I bought one.
Really?
Yeah.
A Cheez-It cupcake.
Cheez-It cupcake. And you can get a whole cake. My wife bought her friend like the whole cake version. Her friend threw a wine and Cheez-It party where they had, she tasted all the different Cheez-Its and then paired wines.
Yeah.
Pretty classy friends.
So you've hit a few things on here that I was going to get to, but wine and Cheez-Its are definitely a thing. House Wine Company partnered with Kellogg's to create a limited edition dual package of box wine and Cheez-Its. That's
Wow.
You're living the life.
Who'd have
nice.
thought, man? That's an American success story right there. Kid grew up with no shoes on in a log cabin in Indiana, eating saltines with Velveeta. Next thing you know, he's having wine and Cheez-It parties. I mean, that's something, man. Work hard.
I've
Work
arrived,
hard. You wind
man.
up like
Yeah.
Andy Woodhull. Yeah.
And then you talked about the cakes and the cupcakes, but I remembered this when we said we were going to do Cheez-Its, and I looked it up. They did a pop-up restaurant. They took a closed down diner and transformed it into a Cheez-It restaurant called The Cheez-In. And Randy's got the link he's going to pull up. You can see some of these pictures.
What a dream.
This was so well done. This wasn't like, there's a tent and they have a bunch of stuff. The entire menu was Cheez-It forward, if you will. They use Cheez-Its in absolutely everything. Things you wouldn't even think of that all kind of sounds good. Scroll down so they can see the actual restaurant and the design here, and we'll put it up on the video if we can. Look at how cool that is.
Wow.
And then look at the outside if Randy keeps going. Retro-inspired decor. Even there's a jukebox inside that restaurant. And you know what you put in instead of money? You know what you put in that jukebox to play a song?
Bitcoin?
Cheez-Its, guys.
Really?
Jesus.
How cool is that? You roll it in, and that's how it works.
Where was this?
This was in the in New York, upstate New York.
Okay.
That's very cool. I'm jealous that I didn't get to go. I wonder why they never bring it back.
Yeah,
you know?
you should go there, buddy.
This looks good. I would if it was still open.
We'll see if we can send you there, man.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So like burgers,
Oh, yeah.
all the buns and stuff were Cheez-It infused milkshakes. And then just revamp from floor to ceiling. It's pretty cool.
We have some sway with some of these brands after a while.
Do you
We're gonna
really?
see if we can't get you.
Yeah, I like what you just showed. There was like these bins that you twist and the Cheez-Its come out the bottom, like almost like at a bulk candy place. I'm thinking, how fun would it be to make your own bag with different flavors? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
that's cool.
thing.
Yeah, it's like
look
the
at
bulk
that.
candy.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's
It looks
amazing.
Like how they have the cereal at the continental breakfast in a hotel.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that.
Randy, go to the top when you can. It'll say, sweet and salty cheesecake. We should talk to Cheesecake Factory about doing a
Cheez-It
cheesecake.
co-brand thing.
Because I can't remember where it is. It's upstate somewhere. Nope. You passed it.
Yeah,
Stop.
Randy, you
Right
passed
there.
it. Come on, man.
Woodstock
Oh, yeah.
But this was a limited. It's not still there, right?
in the
Or-
Catskills.
still
Yeah, it was just a pop up for a little bit. You could tell how hard they worked on it. Look, the menu looks.
Some say it's the biggest thing ever to happen in that town.
Oh, is that right?
I could see that, man.
I get it.
I mean, what else did they do?
Pretty
No,
good.
I'm not aware of anything.
You see that diner? It used to be Cheez-Its. Used to be all Cheez-Its in there. Everything they sold, even the drinks.
They just showed up. This is interesting. The most expensive cheese is made from donkey milk, and it's called, how appetizing does this sound? Pule.
Mm.
It's a Serbian cheese made with donkey milk. It is regarded as the most expensive cheese on earth, costing about $600 per pound. Only about 100 donkeys are milked for Pule. And the cheese is smoked after it's made.
I'm going to say this right now.
Say it, man.
If we get to 100,000 listeners on any episode, I'm going to get us some of that donkey cheese.
Wow.
Can I come back?
Yeah, come on back.
You get the Pule?
I'm going to make a pizza out of it.
Pule pizza?
Yeah.
Wait, what do
All
we have
right,
to do
man.
to get it?
100,000 listeners on an episode.
Okay.
We're a little south of that right now.
Okay.
Now, is that counting YouTube and audio?
No, it's just audio.
That's not fair. Because now you're leaving out YouTube viewers. So you
I'm
should
the one
add
buying
the
the donkey cheese. So.
Well, I'm backing up the YouTube viewers. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
If you're listening now, send the pod to some people so that we can get that Pule pie.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I'll add if we add both numbers and the YouTube numbers coming in, I'll buy it.
You're
I'll
buying
buy
it.
Yeah,
You're
well,
going to buy it.
Yeah, man, because I'm a man of the people. I'll throw the money around.
Yeah.
Greg is an audio only guy. I am audio
It's
and.
not
So.
true. It's
the
not
people
true.
Man of the people.
Sean.
It's
Man,
not true. It's just easier to quantify, you know?
No, I just they love Sean.
Fine.
I just want to meet the people that milk the donkeys.
I know.
How many
I'm
t-shirts
sure.
you got to sell to get that donkey
What
cheese
are we talking?
dummy?
Did you reference price on that, Tim? For like a pound of it?
Yeah, I would love to know the price.
$600 a pound.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
got
gosh,
handle
yeah.
that.
Greg's opener, man. Safe.
Just a few salmon shirts. It's not a big
Couple
deal.
of shirts, man.
He occasionally opens for me.
For PR years ago, they hid a supply of Cheez-It snapped crackers in a bunker in New York City. It was basically a citywide scavenger hunt fueled by clues to the bunker's location. It gradually leaked on Twitter. The clues ultimately led to the location of the grand prize, but the location was revealed only after participants stepped on the correct sequence of pressure-sensitive tiles. The winner got a year's supply of Cheez-Its and some stuff from the bunker, like a beanbag, a chair.
I remember
TV.
when that happened because of all the people that died from stepping on the wrong ones and the
Yeah,
arrows came out of the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
They had to clean up a little bit, their image after that. Yeah.
People weren't it. But the
They
guy
shouldn't have made it so dangerous.
They did,
But- but
the
for a-
spiked wall. and-
Yeah.
But otherwise, you know, if there's nothing to risk. Why is it fun?
This guy, he turned a doorknob and a band of wild boars came out. And, it was rough.
Donkeys full of milk.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I guess
You know,
it
they
was.
hadn't been milk. They were very irritable.
You can find a recipe online for homemade Cheez-Its, which might be a good place to start with.
Man, if you
Wow,
come
you
back,
making it
maybe,
home?
maybe we'll
Yeah.
try to bake you some homemade
That'd
Cheez-Its,
be pretty
buddy.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to try homemade Cheez-It.
Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll bake homemade Cheez-Its with donkey cheese.
Pule. Call it what it
Pule,
is.
yeah,
It's
man.
called Pule.
Show the
man.
respect to
No,
the,
no,
to
I
the
like
word.
that.
Why are you not saying that?
I don't know, man.
It's Pule.
I'm a comedian. Donkey cheese sounds a lot funnier to me, man.
More appetizing than
Yeah,
Pule.
Yeah.
Those are your fun facts.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you got.
That's all I got.
It's a lot, though, man. Andy gave us a lot. Hey, there was one thing I wanted to go back to.
Sure.
Did you mention the snapped, SNAP, apostrophe D.
I have not talked about the Snapped. They're, it's more like a chip texture than a cracker texture. They're
Okay.
fine. They're fine. I'm not wild about them.
Okay.
I'm not wild about the Snapped. Yeah. I would get a Grooves before I get a Snapped.
Yeah, I was surprised. I like the consistency of the Grooves. Yeah.
But original, that's the number one.
Original, I think is hard to beat. I don't mind the toast, buddy. I don't mind the toast.
No, they're not. They're bland.
Yeah.
It
These
takes away the flavor.
They're great. These are a little insouciant, but outside of that, it's, I'll eat the rest of them. What? What'd I do?
We just stumbled across
Sean's word of the week.
That's not true. That's just how I talk, guys.
Insouciant?
What is insouciant?
Essentially, it's just indifferent. You just kind of don't care either way.
Okay.
Spelling is
INSOUCANT is what I'm going to get. No,
INSOUCIANT.
I missed it by an I. Showing a casual lack of concern, indifferent. He got it right.
I think we got it right, guys.
Really?
Put it on the books, gang.
How did you use it again?
I think I was rather insouciant about the extra toast.
He didn't actually get it because he said he didn't like him earlier. So
That's
he's
really good.
switching his position, which is
to insouciant.
Yeah.
Insouciant. So
he went from hating them to being insouciant.
Do you think then if you care about something, you are concerned, you're souciant?
Let's go. Let's do a deep dive into it, man. We can talk about it more.
Insouciant.
My mom's name's Susan.
Is that right? And is she tend to be concerned about things?
She's decisive.
Souciant. Yeah. Oh, it's
worrying. Yeah.
It's not a word in English, doesn't look like. It looks like it's a French word.
Yeah. Andy's mom was souciant, man. She had to make ends meet. They're eating Velveeta and crackers when they have company over, man. She's living in a
super souciant.
A hut in Indiana.
All right. Interesting.
What's the town in Indiana? It's by South Bend, but it's
Elkhart.
Elkhart, Indiana.
Is the town that I'm from, Elkhart. Motorhome capital of the world.
Is that right?
That's
home
right.
of Sean Kemp, home of Vivica Fox.
Wow.
Nice. Lots of celebs.
What about Vivica A. Fox? Is she from there as well?
She's from there also.
Okay. Wow, both of them. Not all that far from Chicago, right?
No, about 2-hour drive to Chicago.
Yeah.
Not so far. Yeah. Wonderful, idyllic place to live up.
Yeah.
Were you
nobody's insouciant.
Did you go to grad school? Did you go to grad school after St. Louis U?
No.
Okay.
No.
You were just here doing comedy?
School. Yeah, I was just my grad school was opening for you on the road, Greg.
Yeah.
That's where I learned the next phase.
Learn the ropes. Learn about Ruby Tuesday and learn about what's important.
Ruby Tuesday, Cheesecake Factory. Those are the two big ones.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, those are the two big ones.
Yeah, man, there was a run there when I did a lot of those.
Yeah.
Now they're on the bench, and now it's just barbecue, man.
Mm-hmm. A lot of barbecue.
You go to barbecue, or you just don't go anywhere else. That's the way.
I'll hit a cheesecake every now and then. We hit a cheesecake
we'll do
recently.
A cheesecake here.
Yeah.
But I'm saying barbecue is a prime move for you right now, man.
I do hit a lot of barbecue.
Let me guess. I'm going to assume you had barbecue in Pittsburgh somewhere, right?
You're going to assume wrong, dummy.
Okay. Well, what'd you do? A corporate or a mom and pop?
Man, it was a weird. My friend Randy from the radio station, Randy Bauman, one of the funniest guys I know and one of the coolest guys, took me to an Italian restaurant. Ryan Beck and I to an Italian restaurant. It's supposedly one of the best Italian restaurants in Pittsburgh.
Wow,
it was all
high praise. I imagine.
It was great. And then the night before we went to Capitol Grill with upscale baby.
Corporate is that a there's a
Yeah.
bunch of them. Yeah.
Capitol Grill.
All right, man, you're living
upscale.
Boy, oh boy, Ryan goes on the road. Now they're eating 5-star, and then I show up and it's like, yeah, man, I guess we'll go to Breadco. You and your standards.
Here's what I do, man.
Sorry, I kind of stopped saying Panera.
I take a look at the performance, and then I decide where we're eating.
It's based on. Well, then now it all makes sense, man. Okay, no wonder we had truck stop meatloaf. Now I get it.
That was a great meal, man. You and I have had some amazing meals.
No, dude, of course.
Some really good restaurants. You want to get to the comments, Tim?
What are people yakking about?
Man, there's so much yakking about what to call the people that listen to this podcast. I'm getting exhausted by it. But they contribute. Brand ambassadors is one. The focus group is one. The peanut gallery, which I think I brought up last time, but people are like, Tim never brings it up.
What about consumers?
Yeah,
that's a mouthful.
A lot of syllables. The supply chain is one. This I found interesting. On the consumers podcast fan page on Facebook, the post that was posted that says, hey, what should we, the Nate fans are called this, these fans are called this, what should consumers fans be called? The bottom of that original post, it says that members are restricted to only commenting every 5 minutes on the post, which I have never seen on Facebook in my life, which means there's a whole lot of commenting going on that people have to be restricted. I think that's unbelievable. Have you guys ever seen that before?
No.
I don't know if that's something the admin puts on. I don't know if that's a Facebook situation, but it's gotten crazy, and we need to.
You're saying, so if I made a comment now, nobody could comment for 5 minutes, or I couldn't comment again?
I think you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because you guys say so much controversial things? They're like, we got to let the people calm down a little bit.
Sean was on there probably spouting off about his politics, and that's probably that's
it could be that.
By the way, man, what were you doing digging around in there? They're all the same.
What are you talking about?
I just heard you digging around in the cheese.
I was trying not to get the dust.
There's not a prize, man. There's no prize, not Cracker Jacks.
I was trying just to get like the feel of the top so I don't have to get too much dust on my fingers.
Okay.
Well, top, man.
Nobody is going to want any of those because Sean's touched everyone in there.
Oh, is that what it is? You guys are done? Because three of these have been touched by my fingers.
I heard you rooting around in there like you're a kid trying to find the prize in a cereal box.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you brought that up and just put this thing to a screeching halt.
On that same topic, Mark Brown 80 says, picking a name that people have to look up, Coterie. Because right now, so Andy, just to catch you up, a lot of controversy over what listeners should be called. By default, we've settled on the Coterie.
It wasn't by default.
That's what it is right now.
Coterie?
It's by choice.
But we never made that definitive. We just said that for the time being, it's the Coterie. So I'm saying by default, it's the Coterie right now. Some people love it. Some people hate it.
I don't understand it. Why did you guys pick the worst name?
It's one of Sean's words.
It was
the worst thing. It means like a small group of people that are very passionate about something. Cool, and it was one of Sean's words of the week. So Mark Brown 80 says, picking a name that people have to look up, Coterie, seems like a bad idea. I vote for the Regulars, as in the Regulars know Sean likes 3 things: the Buffalo Bills and shaking tables.
Right. All 3 of those. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Very Sean heavy in these comments. Colleen Fahey Campbell says, I feel like Sean is the man of the people. He's really been sticking up for us. Greg doesn't listen, but at least Sean is out there advocating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Saying it for years.
What'd she say?
It's good. He doesn't listen. Get it? Okay, but with Sean, I got to beat you up on this.
Sure.
Old Luke Payne. You shipped the Pringles can. Luke sent us a Pringles can for us all to sign.
Yeah. I did.
You sent it back. You threw some gifts in there.
I did.
I took a lot of heat because I sent Mukopotamus, one of our most famous listeners. I sent him the leftover Lego rocket ship that Sean put together.
Sean built with his own 2 hands.
I
built that.
I got beat up because a few pieces fell off. No big deal. Nothing Mook couldn't handle. I got beat up. So, Sean's going to send the Pringles can. This thing got smashed. It got smashed pretty bad.
It did, man. Yeah.
Did you not put it in a box?
I did not. I had it in a big bag, and I go, hey, is this thing going to get banged up? And she said, what is it? And I go, well, it's a Pringles can. And then she looked at me very oddly for about 5 seconds, and she's like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm
guys
like, okay.
are just...
So, yeah, no, I'll take the abuse in that one.
You know what? I'll get over.
Cheap corner cutters. Could you not just say, hey, man, you could pack it in a UPS box with peanuts and a thing for about $5.
Right. What have you brought to the post office? Zip it, mouth. You should start. In fact, guys, giveaway. I'm giving away three shirts to one person, assuming Greg mails it. There it is. Message me first. 3 salmon shirts. Only you get them if Greg mails it, and it better be in a box. I don't care if it's a shirt.
I've given you a couple of things to do on the podcast, and both of you guys have failed.
I know. Well, I think it was pretty cool. I threw in a shirt which wasn't expected. I threw in a Bill's.
Yeah, I'll read the comment.
Is a little thing.
First of all, you're eating Cheez-Its.
I just want to
say it.
And I don't want to be piling on to you guys and how unprofessional you are, but you made a guy send in a box of Pringles when you have a wall of Pringles.
No, we didn't know.
We didn't know.
He sent it.
He sent it before he just. But yeah, I see your point. Like he could have said,
you got more than you need up here. It's three. It's 3 rows deep.
That's
it's
you
3
talking.
rows deep.
This is a guy talking who has a podcast with a couple of idiots sitting out in the backyard with no thought about how it looks. Every one of these Pringles cans is vital to the appearance of this podcast. You go out there in the backyard and smoke your cigars and lounge around, okay? And we're gonna build a brand.
I
here,
think you guys maybe wouldn't be so worked up. You relax a little bit around here. Maybe we should
right, man. Get a little. Do you guys go high end on the cigars, or do you just kind of buy whatever?
No, Johnigan, definitely.
Yeah, Johnigan has great taste in cigars. I've learned a lot about cigars. I haven't learned anything about cigars. I mostly smoke the ones that he's decided he wants to get rid of. And that's what I get. And they're pretty good.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's very fun.
I'll read the whole loop.
Sorry, Timmy, go ahead.
No, you're great. The signed Pringles can came intact, sort of. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Sean put a Bills towel in the can for me along with a salmon shirt. Thank you. Greg Warren, Tim Convey, Sean O'Brien, and Randy for the kind gesture. This was a really nice surprise. I have a small care package being sent to you guys tomorrow as a thank you. Be on the lookout. You guys are the best. Thanks again.
Man, thanks, Luke. Hopefully it's in a box.
Speaking of care packages, we got some stuff.
Yeah, let's see
thanks, Randy.
We got some stuff in our P.O. box or our mailbox.
Yep.
Randy, you want to flash that up?
Put that up.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
This is from Renee.
And Andy,
our friend at Kirkwood City Lifestyle Magazine. You can see the cover. We made the cover.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
You guys are killing it with the podcast. My favorite thing is when I tell someone to listen and they say, I love it, except for Sean. And I say, I'm kidding. She didn't say that. They say, I love it. And I say, right. So she sent us a little postcard, but she sent us some swag from Kirkwood City Lifestyle.
These are socks and hats.
We got ball caps here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These socks are
These are
extraordinarily soft and comfortable.
Yeah.
And these hats are good looking.
Yeah.
So thank you so
All
much,
right,
Renee.
thanks, Renee. We're just getting involved here.
Kirkwood City Lifestyle Magazine. Check it out. Subscribe. Our issue came out. And Andy, in addition, you got the cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you got
a lot of
consumer's
swag.
T-shirt, and we have a autographed copy of Kirkwood City Lifestyle Magazine.
Yeah, we'll get
right
you that.
there.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's
Just-
very cool.
Only autographed by Sean, but
That's
still.
very cool.
Yeah.
No, that was cool. It was good stuff. Yeah,
We'll put
Renee's
that
great.
up in Tommy's backyard, you know.
Yeah,
Might be
man.
part of
You
the
got
set from now on.
What set? There's no set. There's no set.
You're right. There's no set.
Never have him on your podcast, man. I think he just his head explode.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh, we'd love to have
if
Greg
you-
on the pod. We'd love to have all you guys
love
on
those
our
guys,
podcast.
man.
Now, do the guests have to smoke cigars? Is it kind of
No,
part
no,
of the
no.
theme
You don't
of it?
have to, and I don't smoke a cigar every episode. So
Yeah.
no, you don't have to.
What if I
You don't have
showed
to at
up with like a Swisher Sweet? Would Tommy just lose his mind?
Oh, man.
I don't think so. I think he would be fine. You know, a funny thing about Swisher Sweets was my dad loved Swisher Sweets.
Yeah.
Like he liked to smoke a cigar, but he had the worst like taste in cigar. You know the grape ones they sell that
Yeah.
you know most people don't even. That my dad would be like, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
grape. Was what I like about it. It's great. It's pretty good.
Tommy's head explodes. Yeah.
Pretty good.
He's got like cigar friends now. out there
Oh yeah,
in LA.
yeah. I've met those. There's this real fun group of guys that hangs out at the cigar shop and does this trip to Big Bear once a year. It's a really fun group of guys. You know,
So
everybody
they're on
has
a
some
coterie.
laughs. Yeah,
Right? Cigar Coterie?
Mhm.
Did you say that?
That's a coterie.
That's a
Yeah.
coterie.
Coterie,
Cigar
cigar
guys, right?
smokers.
Coterie,
Sure,
all
sure,
right.
sure.
Yeah. By the way, can I jump in?
Yeah, of
Yeah, so
course.
I did a little. Okay, so I'm just gonna get in. Yeah, I mean the bottom line is this: on the name, I did some research, and I did the best I could to try and count votes between a bunch of episodes and a bunch of comments. And again, I can't. This is not perfect, but it does look like the Brandwagon is in first place.
We're not doing that.
Okay, I'm just saying that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just reporting information because I'm a good person.
You just kind of tallied based on comments. and
Based on
stuff?
comments, based on people liking the suggestion, it's okay, and then going on YouTube, and I'm just trying. I mean, look, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it does have more respect than Coterie Schmoterie.
I'd argue that perhaps they're the most vocal because we were so dismissive of that one. We
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
said out loud quickly, like, that's lame.
Some guy just like today left me a message that was about 7 pages.
Oh, the long one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I started putting that in here, and then I'm like,
I mean, I'll
no.
take a look at it at some point, but I was like, I need an hour to
Yeah,
understand why it is actually grammatically correct.
It's long, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys didn't read my whole email. Kind of disrespectful.
The guy looked like he knew what he was talking about. I will take a look at that, and maybe I'll try to do a little synopsis of it.
Yeah.
We can't read that whole thing on comments.
No.
It would be 2 episodes.
But grammar or not, like, we're not super into
What are you
the-
guys talking about?
Okay. When we first brought up the brand wagon, Greg kind of dismissed it because it's difficult to say, "Oh, I'm part of the brand wagon." And then so people are like, "Well, that's actually no different than the Coterie," and it gets into
because the syllables you're talking.
He brought up grammar.
It's see if you're with me, Andy. Okay, maybe grammar is not the way to.
No, this is just going to recycle this, and then we're just going to be.
I'm going to say it, man. Andy's a smart guy.
I want to understand.
Andy's very smart. And
I'm a college graduate. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Better believe it.
Okay, people want to be called the brand wagon. Okay. I would say they could not be called the brand wagon. They could call themselves collectively members of the brand wagon or brand wagoneers. You can't be the brand wagon because the brand wagon is a thing. You're not. You're not a thing. You are people that are members of the thing. So you want to be called the members of the brand wagon or brand wagoneers is one that I would maybe listen to. You want to be called brand wagoneers? Okay, but you can't be called yourself the brand wagon because it's jumping on the brand wagon, which is like an entity.
Greg, it's a solid point, buddy.
But I
understand what you're saying.
Compare that to the Coterie. Is the argument that people
the Coterie? They're wrong because the Coterie means a group of people. Brand wagon means it's not. Brand wagons doesn't mean a group of people or a collection of people. Coterie means a group of people. I really feel like I'm right on this. And
the vehicle versus the passengers.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I find it interesting, not to take a shot at Sean.
Take a shot, man. I'm used to it. It's only episode 49.
The guy that we hired to go tally up the count on who liked what was the same guy that said this thing could be fun facts, it could be trivia, it could be all three.
All three, I did. Hey, man. Numbers not my strong suit. The 390.
I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking of what you're saying, and it does make sense. But I think one of the most passionate, loyal, famous fan bases is the Bay Hive, and I think it is the exact thing that you're talking about, where a Bay Hive wouldn't necessarily be a group of people; it would be a hive.
Bay Hive.
I think you're 100% right because it's not. It's not a vehicle.
So what is the Bay Hive?
It's Beyonce's fan.
Beyonce, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
think it's a great
you're
point.
not one of them.
Because you're talking about the domicile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the hive is similar to the wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have about as many fans as she does on her end with
There's
fans.
probably
so it's like
lots
we
of
should.
crossover.
Ton of overlap. There's
Yeah.
a ton of
give or
overlap.
take.
Yeah.
Is that it for comments?
Yeah, I think so. We'll save these other ones.
Okay. Andy, what can we help plug for you? We've got your new CD that's out there. It's called
Beach Brain. It's called Beach Brain.
Beach Brain. Yeah.
It's available March 28th. It's also going to be on YouTube for free.
You shot it then?
Yeah, it's shot. It's done. I shot it in Acme in Minneapolis last summer.
Club,
so
man.
it's
top 5 club in America.
It's good to go. I got the podcast where we don't have a set and it's too chill for Greg.
What's
he doesn't
the name
care
of
for
the
podcast.
Backyard Hang?
It's called the Backyard Hang, and I'm on tour. Tour dates on AndyWoodhull.com.
Yeah, I highly recommend going to see Woodhull. He's a great comic. And you'll
Andy's funny, man.
And don't you have a
awesome.
set on out on Nate's?
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, I should say that because that's where we are right now. I did one of his. I forget what it's called. Nateland Presents.
I think
something
Nateland
like that.
Presents,
Yeah, I got a Nateland Presents out there.
It was very funny. Yeah.
Thank you.
And,
That's great. Watch it this morning.
You can find that on the Nateland YouTube channel, which I believe you may be watching right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't get credit for the cheese count if you're watching on YouTube, according to Greg. Your numbers don't matter. Audio only.
Right.
But this is where I come in.
Fuel.
And I save the day because I will count your numbers and I will spend the $600 on the cheese.
Everybody counts.
In
You
fact,
don't even know where to get donkey
Man of the
cheese.
people.
Get cheese. I got a black card. You don't go down this road, man. Go ahead and say I can't get it. You want the what's it called? Cruel? What's it called?
Fuel.
Yeah, I'll get Pule here.
Let him go get some cruel.
I guess the rule.
I'll have
Cruel
Pule
is
too.
actually zebra cheese.
Yeah. Cruel sounds like
it competes with it.
Right. Cruel sounds like some cologne that you're wearing these days.
It's not a bad name, man. It's probably out there too.
Like CRULE with 2 dots over the
Yeah,
U.
Cruel.
Yeah. We have been the consumers. We got a new table.